were seeing the light of day for the first time in this volume. For the stories making up Brodie's report, though, Borges's publishing practice reverted to form. On October 5, 1969, bare weeks after the publication of In Praise of Darkness, a story called The Encounter appeared in the Sunday supplement to the newspaper La Prensa to celebrate the paper's 100th anniversary. On November 9, the story from Rosendo Juárez appeared in La Nación, where over the years so many of Borges's stories and poems had first been published. In March of the following year, Juan Muraña came out in La Prensa. In August, in La Nación, The Gospel According to Mark. That same month, a Borges story, The Other Duel, appeared in a venue new to him, a magazine titled Los Libros. Then, when that very month the full volume called Brodie's Report came out, readers discovered that Borges had added to these 5 stories a 6th, The Interloper, which he had dictated to his mother and published in a small private edition in 1966, and 5 new stories never before published in periodicals: Unworthy, The Elderly Lady, Guayaquil, The Duel, and Brodie's Report. In terms of genre, the pieces in Praise of Darkness are something of a mixed bag. Pedro Salvadores and The Ethnographer, whose name over the course of subsequent years and editions Borges changed from The Ethnographer to The Ethnologist, and back again, are clearly short stories, as that term is generally understood, though still having something of the parable about them, while one might reasonably call His End and His Beginning a prose poetic reflection or meditation, and Nicolas Helft, in his recent exhaustive bibliography of Borges's publications, goes so far as to consider a legend and a prayer to be poems. In that, the present translator disagrees, but then that genre ambiguity is precisely the point. The miscellaneousness extends into the story's themes, in their concern with time and human life and death, and in their questioning of the existence and desirability of an afterlife. The last 3 fictions named above look back to the prose poems of the maker, while clearly reflecting the natural concerns of an old man, Borges at 70, who is aware that his life is running out. But countering this old man theory of the fictions is that remarkable story, Pedro Salvadores, which looks not only backward to earlier stories, earlier books, earlier obsessions, but forward as well, as we see now in retrospect to the themes that pervade Brodie's report. There are so many things about Pedro Salvadores that make it not just Borgesian, but also pivotal, in an almost architectural sense, between the past and future of Borges's career. First, it is a story like so many others that come to mind. The disinterested killer Bill Harrigan, The Shape of the Sword, The Garden of Forking Paths, Story of the Warrior and the Captive Maiden, a biography of Tadeo Isidoro Cruz, The Weight, Emma Suntz, Averroes's Search, Deutsches Requiem, The Captive, Covered Mirrors, Avelino Arredondo, and more, in which Borges confronts the reader with the mystery of a person's mind, the mystery of a person's motivation for an act which, seen as it must be from the outside, is literally incomprehensible. That confrontation with the human, not metaphysical or theological, unknown or unknowable, was one of Borges's most constant themes. And here, as in many of those other stories, it has been woven into an ambiguous parable of fear or courage. Then Pedro Salvadores is also a story about Argentine history, and while it looks